Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. This morning, when I awoke, like everyone here, I was thinking about this day and the vote that we would be casting here today and the words that would be shared. And I think it's very important that we, in fact, slow down and allow whoever, all of us, to be able to express our thoughts here today. These are very important moments for a body like this. It's certainly important when we pass a bonding bill or a K-12 bill and we make those investments, but these moments are special moments. They speak to the fundamentalness of who we are as people and as a democracy. The thought I had this morning was how this issue seems to have followed me around since the day I first arrived here in the 1991 session. And the thought that I had when I thought that was, Carlos, how often does justice come knocking at the door? In the 91 session, the issue before us was the state human rights statute, as Representative Clark shared, and whether we would include in its protection our gay and lesbian citizens. And of course, that statute, as you all know, was created knowing that often the majority will single out the minority because, in fact, they are different, and because they're different will do them harm. Justice came knocking in 1991, but the door was not open. And justice kept knocking because, frankly, that's what justice does. A few years later, we here in the legislature heard the knock, and we answered the door. And it took a diversity of us members. It took Democrats and Republicans, including an evangelical Lutheran minister who served in the Senate at that time. It took all of us to recognize our gay, lesbian, Minnesotan citizens in that statute. In the late 90s, justice came knocking again, and I was here, but the door remained shut when we passed the statute that we are undoing today, which discriminates against our gay, lesbian neighbors who seek marriage. But the knock on the door continued here and all across this nation. In 2012, the sound at the door was indeed very loud. But we rushed to the door to bar it tighter, to in fact have the majority dictate to the minority who they are, as opposed to having them define themselves. Later that year, Minnesotans everywhere heard the knock at the door and responded in the way their heart dictated. And in the end, the majority decided to stop locking the door. Not to open it, but to stop saying no. Today, the door is rattling. Justice is at the door again. Members, how often does justice come knocking? Well, until the door is open. I want to thank you all today. And for those who have served here that I've served with who are not here with us today, for wrestling honestly with this issue for all these years. You see, I believe justice requires struggle. It requires acknowledging doubt. It doesn't make it easy for us to open the door. It demands that we grow. And it offers our union the ability to become something better, something fuller, that perfect union our ancestors call us to be. It is with honor for me today to cast this yes vote and to make our state a stronger and fuller place. How often does justice come knocking? Until we open the door.